Hello and welcome everybody to another edition of the show with no real name. Hindy and Jimmy on the buy round.
Yeah.
Back for another year after what was
How
a
good.
opportunistic acquisition. We thought Cheese was going to be away. We bought you in and it's been a mainstay. You were
A lot of heavy negotiating,
Yes.
like a lot of to and fro, but you got me across the line. It's amazing what a couple of free pizzas every second weekend will do for me. So it's been good. I can't wait. Looking forward to a big season.
Yes, it's going to be a great season. We got you in each and every week. So please, everybody, please like and subscribe. Do all that. It really just helps support the show. We've got Cheese on once a week. We've got your good self on once a week. It's going to be a great year at the buy round.
Anyone else?
Charlie White will be coming in from time to time. We'll have a couple of interviews happening, but it is going to be a great season. But before we get into that, Hindy, I did enjoy the little conversations around life and your words of wisdom for me and our punters. And how's the break been?
Well, look at me. I'm about 120 kilos. So I've been in a good paddock. No, I've got
You
good
look
arms.
mate,
you look tanned. I've been
tanned.
shirtless on the boat, carting kids up and down the river, which is a pain in the ass. But no, I had a good off season. I had a good
Italy?
Christmas. I did Italy, yes. I did the Colosseum. That was good. And I've been somewhere else. and
Geez,
somewhere-
you should work for the Italian tourist
I know
board.
I should.
Honestly,
Yeah,
with
no.
that, like, the Colosseum is good.
It's massive. Very good. I've seen it now. Don't need to see it again. But I was expecting, so I went with another couple who were great, Hamish and Bianca. Shout out to Hamish and Bianca. They did the tour for us. So they did the year before, and so we followed their tour. What I was expecting was a lot of cheese platters.
In Italy?
Not cheese boards with
That's
with
France.
meats. Is it?
Yeah, that's.
I was
think
hoping
that's
for a few
French
more.
or Mediterranean. No,
Well, I suppose it's, But unfortunately didn't get too many in. Got drunk a couple of times, but had a good trip. And you know what was outstanding though? Lake Como. Yeah, cost me an arm and a leg. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Is that why you came?
That's why. Take on a few more jobs. I was throwing paper out the car window on Sunday mornings just to cover that bloody thing. That was only 2 nights. Christ. But it was good. It was good.
What's so good about, right, so the Colosseum is good, Lake Como is even better.
Lake Como was good. Lake Como was great. We were only there for 2 nights. It was fancy. Very fancy.
How do you fit in because I know you and your wife,
Robes.
you're food
Robes.
foodies. How do you fit in?
Well,
like, do you have to take on the persona of somebody else and almost fake it till you make it?
No, bugger that. No, I'm always myself. Sometimes I've got to tone it down on the drink. I get a bit loud on the drink, a bit boisterous. So I have to be a little bit more sophisticated. I may sip of wine over dinner, that sort of stuff. I'm not allowed to say tea anymore. I have to say dinner. Because at home I get in trouble for saying tea. I say to my wife, "What's for tea?" She's,
It's a very English saying.
yeah, well, my mum's Scottish, you see. So and I say a sitting room. You know? Yeah. That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I'll meet you in the sitting room. Whoa, that comes out every now and then. Yeah.
Just with the cuisine in Lake Como, did you do like fine dining?
Yes, well, that was compulsory. So I had to put pants on and shoes, which was new to me.
Yeah.
But it was nice. It was nice.
Is it where they come with like the 7 course? Like,
No,
and it's all delicate.
It was only a 3-course meal, entree, main, and dessert, which I don't touch. Obviously, body's a temple. But no, it was nice. I could do Lake Como again for a lot longer, and in the summer. But unfortunately, with our busy lifestyles in the rugby league season, it's hard to get over there for their summer.
It is. Is there any cuisine that you had that you think, maybe it was distinctively different, or it's just
Their pastas are so much nicer and fresher and less heavy on the gut. Yeah. What do we have? What's that round one? Gnocchi.
gnocchi? Yeah.
Had a gnocchi. My God, it was beautiful. My mouth's watering. Yeah, that was after I walked around the Colosseum for 6 hours and did about 50 Ks. I was rooted after that. I'll tell you that right now. And I had to also, my wife was there who's been and done that before, and we had a guided tour that took like 3 hours around the whole lot. And she's just looking up in the sky. So I'm trying to cover for her, making sure she looks interested. Because this poor guide's like, my wife's looking at this, going, "Oh, look at the birds." Oh, look at the birds. Look at this old building that's still around today. Yeah, but it was good. And then obviously, just down the river on the boat. And it was good to be over here, away from the kids. That's a bonus, yeah. Because you get a bit sad. Do you get sad on planes? When you initially take off and you're in the air and you're all a bit excited, but then once all that excitement's finished about sitting in business class watching the movies you want to watch, then you get the realisation you're going to be away from your wife and kids for a while. Do you get a bit sad?
Look, I don't know if sad's the right emotion.
I cried.
I get the airport tingle of like an airport beer.
Delicious.
In fact, today, flying from Los Angeles to Las Vegas, very early flight, and we went for some coffee and breakfast before it, and there's people having wine, mimosas and beer, and you're like, oh, I can't do it now. But for them, that's who I was, 3-4 days ago. Airport beers, the best.
Yeah,
and
I think you're allowed to.
Itch of excitement to be, oh, I'm going away.
Like I don't think people can judge you for an airport beer.
No.
No matter what time. You're in the airport.
Is there a better beer than an airport beer? I don't think there is.
Yeah. It's a hard one to beat. What about after you finish mowing the lawn?
I don't.
Yeah, pardon?
I don't mow the lawns.
Why don't you mow your lawn?
Because...
Don't have a lawn?
No, I do.
But who mows it?
My wife or...
Get out.
Yeah. Well, no.
It's a man's job. Am I allowed to say that? Man's job?
Yeah, of course. But
do we have jobs still?
I've never advertised to be that type of person, and to be honest, I actually don't really care.
Oh, I
don't care enough about the garden to be, I've got to make it look nice. If it bothers you that much.
Fair enough. I'm a lawn person, so beer after the lawn is also always good, but not on Sundays anymore because I work Sundays. So you have to mow the lawn on a Monday.
Monday lawn beers.
Monday lawn beers, and I'll go pick the kids up from school.
Obviously,
wouldn't have
in chronological order.
Yes.
Speaking of school, I know personally I found that the school holidays to be quite a challenge, and when you're a kid, you think, "Oh, this is great," but when you're a parent, geez, they run too long.
No, I love it. I have to disagree, Jimmy. How old are your kids though?
9 and 6.
Yeah, well, I've got my youngest is 9, my oldest is 19. But I love school holidays for the fact.
Why?
Well, there's no training. The footy training's done for the year, so that gives you 3 nights of the week back. Gives you your Saturday back because my boys don't play cricket anymore, which is very un-Australian of us. And I don't care. I don't have to fight them for getting out of bed. I got a phone call this morning. I got a phone call this morning from my 16-year-old telling me to email the school because they're running late to school because his 18-year-old brother hasn't gotten him ready in time. And then he texts me, "Dad, I need money on the credit card." I said, "What for?" He goes, "I need to get me wood for a major project for year 12. I said, "There's $100 on there." "Dad, I need money for wood. It's going to cost more than that." So they had to do that. Then I had to email his year advisor. This is me walking around Vegas.
Yeah.
Just trying to do this. I'm thinking, where's my wife? And they're too scared to call her because she'll lay down the law to them. So I'm the soft one. So I'll ring the dad. So I've had to email his teacher because he didn't have his uniform because he was at footy training last night and left his school uniform in his footy bag and left his footy bag at training. I said, "Don't you have more than one set of school uniform?" He goes, "My pants are too tight. I've outgrown them." So he wore his sports uniform to school. So I've had to email his teacher, which I'm yet to hear back from. I don't even know. Great school. Shout out, drop your fees.
So you're basically telling me the problems are not going to go away?
They don't go away. I try to avoid them, but no email. No. So maybe it didn't go through, but anyway, he would detention. He deserves one.
Mate, that'll teach him. Mate, speaking of emails and phones, I was shown a video of you.
What was I doing?
No, nothing bad.
Oh, good.
Charlie, you sent it over, didn't you?
Did you, Charlie?
Okay. A video of you on Instagram, just giving some players advice.
Yes.
It's resurfaced, actually. Which
was this one of my many
because I
starts on NRL 360?
Yes, it is actually. Yeah.
With us, your 3 semi-final insights. One, play the same game.
Good advice.
Ignore previous contests. And probably my third one, which is my biggest pearl, I would suggest don't ever come up against a Melbourne Storm team that are $3 million over the salary. That's never going to
That's obviously been AI'd or something. I would never have said that. Cheating bastards.
But on that theme, 3 bits of advice for NRL players in Las Vegas.
Oh, for here. Let me get a chapstick.
A chapstick.
A chapstick. I've got a chapstick on me right now. Did you have your chapstick?
Why?
Did you not dry out last year?
I can't remember.
Shout out to Blistex. No, chapstick, very important. Drying out.
Why do you think that is? Dehydration?
I think it could be a combination of the flight over, the dry desert air, the copious amounts of alcohol, the not so much water intake, the H2O. So that's one bit of advice. Here's one for you, for your fans, for the players in particular. Let your hair down. Have a good time. You're in Vegas. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. It's a party town, correct?
Yeah, you've got to.
Exactly, yes. So whether you do that...
It'd almost be an insult.
Yeah.
The Super League, the NRL, they're sort of doing it here, so, yeah.
They're doing a good job. Look, we've had no incidences, no proper ones. We've had a few blokes hit each other with giant inflatable things. But other than that, have a good time, and probably the last thing, go and see the Michael Jackson tribute concert. It is outstanding. It is really good. We took Brian there the other night, Fletch, just to keep him occupied because he's a bit. How are you going? So we had to occupy Brian.
So a Michael Jackson.
It was outstanding. There was no one in there. There would have been about 30 people in there, and he was great. He was great. Went for an hour the show.
Did the moonwalk.
Did the Did all that sort of stuff. Did all that sort of, came right up close.
Which Michael Jackson was he tributing?
He did a bit of the 5, Jackson 5, so the old school Michael Jackson, and then he did all the other stuff, like Thriller. Yeah.
Because Michael Jackson's an interesting guy. I mean, a very... Like
is he dead?
Phases of life.
Is he dead? There's reports he's not dead.
Oh, any high-profile celebrity like that, they're always going to be murmurs around fake their death. And I mean, why would you lie about it?
Get out of the public eye. He's had enough. Doesn't want to do any more concerts. Just wants to be left alone.
Maybe he was the tribute act.
Could have been. I thought we did think about that. We thought about it.
Maybe this is just ingrained that belief
because
he
couldn't let it go. He couldn't let performing go.
Yeah.
Like I went and saw Garth Brooks the other night. Outstanding. Went by myself. Garth Brooks is one of the country singers, one of the greatest country singers ever. Sold out records, sold out everything. Highest grossing selling album of all time, more than the Beatles, all that sort of jazz. And I went and saw him because I missed him last year at Caesars. So I went on with Pat Malone this year. And I rang my wife after. I said, I was a bit pissy. I'd had a couple of those big giant cans. Because I was sitting when you're doing things by yourself, you get nervous because you're just doing things by yourself. So you put a few more away than you usually would. Yeah. So then this not young lady, she was an older lady from Delaware. She was all the way from Delaware to come and watch it. But her mother was in her friend's mother wanted to watch Garth. But she was hooked up to oxygen. She was over the back in the bigger section. So they kept looking over past me like this to see if she was still breathing, I think.
Is this legit?
This is legit, yeah. And that was at the Garth it was a great concert. I rang my wife after and said, that was the best concert I've ever seen. She said, the other boys like it. I said, no, I just went by myself. And she just started laughing.
Maybe that's why it was so good. You didn't have to worry about anyone else.
I knew all the songs.
Yeah.
And he came out straight away.
Did you sing along by yourself?
I did. I was singing along. I didn't stand though. I had one lady behind me nudge me because everyone stood at the end and applauded. And I just sat and she kind of gave me a, come on, get up. Because I'm not one of, I sit at rugby league games. I'm not a stander.
What about if there's some action that you feel like...
If there's a blue with the crowd, then I'll stand and have a look. But I don't need to stand. If someone scores a try, I don't...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do know what you mean, like this seated arenas, stadiums for a reason, just...
Yeah, just sit. Well, this was only 4,000. It was indoors. It was pretty cool.
You know, a lot of Premier League grounds in England, basically, there's sections of the crowd that don't sit the whole game.
Yeah.
They stand up the whole game. Like in the Cop, for example, at Anfield, they basically just stand up the whole time.
Yeah, I could. No, I'm a sitter.
Right.
I'm a sitter. Are you a stander or a sitter?
I prefer to sit. Comfort. We mentioned briefly about the incident, the brawl, the fight, the altercation.
The nothing. Conflicting stories. What have you heard?
Well, to be honest, I've just not clicked on any of them.
Yeah.
I don't really like the fact that they've not been sent home or they've not really been properly punished. It's like it kind of suggests to me that it's absolutely nothing.
Well, the NRL want to see the vision, but whether there's any vision, who knows?
Yeah.
But apparently they were hitting each other with inflatable baseball bats and then got out of control.
And really, like, Hindy,
They were boisterous, being boisterous.
Yeah,
like everyone else in Vegas does.
And also, allegedly the hotel messed up and talk of having to share rooms and they've started arguing or battling. But that's what lads do when they're out on the drink and they push each other too far.
And they didn't hurt anyone. They haven't done anything illegal.
There's no police report.
No.
Like it's
so
just...
and they've come out and apologised. You know, and obviously being the first team to make a little bit of a scene is only the worst thing, I think, because everyone's waiting for someone to stuff up here.
Well, that's it. People can't wait for you to fail and, I told you so.
Yeah.
Like that. A lot of people were
That's what they want to see.
waiting for the game.
How can you take rugby league to Vegas? Something's going to happen.
Yeah. If this is the worst thing that happens on this 5-year adventure, then it's a huge win.
Yeah, it's massive.
Because and people are saying, they shouldn't have been drinking, or how can they behave like this? I actually felt sorry for them to have to front up to the media and apologise because, look, it's almost, for me, it was insincere. Like,
that's what it said.
They're not apologising because, when you do something wrong and you go,
you know you've done something wrong and
I've messed up here, and you know
sad
what,
as hell.
I really need to confront this, as difficult as it's going to be. But for them, it was like, you can imagine waking up
they've had to do it.
You'd wake up the next day and just go,
are you serious?
What time's breakfast?
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't start thinking about it until the reports came out, because the reports didn't get filed till the following day. I can guarantee you at breakfast the next morning, just laughing, joking, like nothing's happened.
Yeah.
So if you're not sorry in the immediate, all of a sudden now you're sorry after.
That's what it looked like with their apologies.
I actually felt for Hudson Young's and Morgan Smithy's families, because they're like apologising to them. If I'm a relative,
if this is embarrassing, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
So,
But also for me, the question still lingers. We don't know who won. When a fight happens, or when you're at school, have you heard they had a fight? The first question, who won?
Because there's only two of them, so it's only what he said, sort of thing.
I reckon Morgan Smithy's.
I heard it was the opposite.
You reckon Hudson Young?
I heard
won?
Hudson dropped him.
So I've not heard that. I want Morgan Smithy's to be the winner.
No, who knows what happened, and we can only speculate.
Yeah. We can only speculate.
That's lovely.
Yeah, Charlie, the laptop's gone.
What is
down
that?
There's Charlie's screensaver.
Can you get in that? How can you get in those positions?
Wow.
That's
a whole new side of Charlie
Charlie,
we've
that's
never seen before.
Is that your work computer or personal? Ooh, you would be HR. Look out.
Yeah, we don't know the winner. Hopefully, Canberra Raiders, when they have their post-game press conference and it's moved on, they can let us know who won.
Am I moving on too quickly? Who is going to win that game?
No, you've not moved on too quickly at all. Actually, no, you probably have. We've got a couple of things we're going to get through. Trials are done and dusted.
They are. Who cares?
Yeah.
Unless, look, I see what the NRL's trying to do.
Yeah.
I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to get more rugby league out of us.
Yeah. And it's
by
great content.
By putting a tiny carrot out there.
Yeah.
But I think if we want to take it seriously, that little bit of money they've splashed out there needs to be tripled, quadrupled.
More money. Or how you incentivise teams is dangle the carrot of I've come up with the idea of you get to choose your buys for the following year, because the buy schedule is very important. You've got 3 buys a year.
Yeah.
Whoever finishes
and if you're
first,
an Origin stack side,
yeah, you go. I'll pick it. So
that's not a bad idea. That's pretty cool.
To go. Okay, well I get, and if you're last, it's unlucky.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get told when you get,
because
maybe
really,
round one would be no one wants to buy in round one. If you finish last, you get the buy in round one.
Because all the coaches are different. Some will take it seriously and they'll front their goods, their starters and all that sort of stuff. But I didn't even bother really looking at it. Not at all. No.
I think it's great for the fans to have that first look that they've been starved of action, but from a team perspective, really, you're looking for no injuries. Unfortunately, a couple of suspensions, Lenu and Lewis Dodd. Yeah, that's where it
does. But also, I suppose it gets to showcase a few young players that are coming through as well. But one trial game doesn't make your first grade player. So
it's difficult. I understand what the NRL are trying to do, but I think until they really incentivise it financially or with something like
it's still going to be a dog's breakfast
a little bit. We've got a sponsor coming on for Vegas, Culture Kings. We're going to do in the shopping experience.
Culture Kings.
Culture Kings.
Culture
Kings. We're going to go and do the shopping experience, which I'm really looking forward to. But who's going to be?
You don't have epilepsy, do you?
What do you mean?
Have you been into Culture Kings?
Not yet.
There's lights and stuff going off everywhere. Yeah. Shiny gloss floors. Yeah. Strobe lights. It's a pretty good experience.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it worth?
It's definitely worth. Yeah.
Have a few beers. They've got a bar within this store, which is yes.
Because there's ones where you can shoot, like if you shoot a few baskets, you win a pair of Nikes and all that sort of stuff. And there's all that sort of stuff.
Well, yeah,
they do it well.
Yeah, we're going to be checking it out later on this week. But who's your Culture King of the round? Or who will be the Culture King of the round?
Who will be? Because I was going to give it to Hudson Young and Smithies. I thought that
on-field performance only.
On-field performance. Look, that's a tough one. I'm hoping Nico Hines.
Ooh,
I'm hoping.
You're hoping.
Well, I think he's got the yips. I think he has. I hope he doesn't, but I think he has.
It's clearly mental, because he's proven physically what he can do.
Yeah. So I'm hoping he has a big year this year, because there's a lot of people out there knocking him. So I'm going to give it to Nico.
He will be. So that means he's going to outperform who I think will be the Culture King, which will be Nathan Cleary.
See, I think Penrith are going to start slow.
Okay.
I don't think they're really too bothered about setting the world on fire round one.
No,
I know it sounds silly.
I understand that, and they're
coming off 4 GFs in a row. I just think they're going to have a little bit of a slow start,
slow burn, and then peak. And then
he'll get them. Ivan will get them firing when he needs to get them firing. Obviously, he won't get into the calculations point where you're going to win, 80 your last 10 or something like that. They'll be well and truly entrenched in the top 4, but I just think they'll start a little slow.
Well, I think they did last year and the year before, maybe from memory. As well, when we say slow by Penrith standards, but for me, Nathan Cleary, I actually saw him at the gym here at Resorts World today, and he had a bit of a twinkle in his eye. And I spoke to him about how cool the Vegas experience was as a broadcaster last year, how envious I was of the players. He's like, mate, look, I know this is special, and to see him like that, that's why for me he's going to be my Culture King of the round.
Well, there you have it, viewers. Our Culture Kings of the round. If this is one of my children ringing me right now, no caller ID.
Do you pick up?
No. Do you pick up no caller ID?
No.
Never. It's usually some sort.
Well, they leave a message. Yeah.
It's usually someone from overseas trying to sell me solar panels. Bugger off.
All right, let's get stuck into these weekend's games.
Yep.
We've got the Super League game happening, Wigan v Warrington. No Sam Burge is the coach at present. But the Warriors are playing the Canberra Raiders to begin the NRL.
Well, who do you think is going to win the Super League game?
I imagine Wigan, because they're outperforming everybody over there at the moment. So
they always
have
do,
them.
don't they? Are they the new team? Are they the new St Helens?
They are, yes. Yeah. As difficult that is for me to say.
Yeah.
They are going really well. But the Raiders v the Warriors, two outstanding forward packs. Not so much happening in the spine and creative positions for both of these teams.
Well,
where do you see this one
well,
going?
what's bigger, gaining Fisher Harris or losing Fanua Blake?
Well, this is an interesting question. So, if I want a front row to play for my life, I'm picking Fisher Harris.
Yeah. Yes.
But
You want something to happen.
But
To create something.
if I'm looking for some creativity, I think Fanua Blake brings more point scoring to the Warriors than what Fisher Harris will bring.
Yeah.
And if you look at some of the Warriors' issues last year, getting down the field was never the problem.
Yeah.
Getting into good field position, their conversion rate I think was the lowest in the comp in that team's red zone, as they call it, the 0 to 20.
Yep.
They couldn't convert field position into points. And when I think about Fanua Blake's impact at the Warriors, he was one of their main try scorers last year.
Yeah.
And because of that creates more space for the guys on the outside. Where Fisher Harris, he's not that type of player.
No. I think someone like Fanua Blake inside that red zone makes you panic.
Yeah.
Because he's got the footwork, he's got the size.
Quick play the ball, offload.
And everyone sits and watches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which then as well creates space for your halves. I think Nico will really benefit from the presence of Fanua Blake because as a middle player, yes, I need to go and put pressure on Nico. But if I go past Fanua Blake...
But he'll be getting pinged all the time for his play the balls.
You reckon he will?
He does not touch the ball with his foot. He's one of the king rollers. He's one of the best rollers I've ever seen.
Best rollers,
Yeah. Do I sound really prehistoric?
No.
Like, remember when all the old blokes, when we first started, mate, you're doing well, but you got to play the ball with your foot more. Did you ever get that by punters, like fans, old blokes? You're not playing the ball with your foot properly. Mate, we did hours on doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Hours.
well, I think as long as you make the action, but
Yeah.
Fanua Blake
Like,
is
just-
bad.
yeah,
He is bad.
yes.
It'll be interesting to see if he gets pinged, but yeah, for me, Fisher Harris for my life, but for some creativity, what the Warriors have been lacking.
Warriors halves this year. Well, game
Metcalf,
one, Metcalf's back.
Metcalf and Harris DeVita.
Yep. And Tamari
two-
Martin on the bench.
Tuivasa-Sheck on the wing is a mind-boggling decision from Webster, in my opinion.
As a bad decision.
Well,
He needs ball in his hands.
play him at fullback.
Yeah. Yes. I
I was screaming
obviously Webb
for it
sees
last
something
year.
in him that we don't see anymore. But
Well, I think they
maybe
back
maybe
Nickel
they'll do the switch. You know, we
Yeah.
used to talk about the
Like the two
Tuivasa Sheck, Anthony
And-
Cello
yeah.
switch. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. They've got to get him more involved because the lack of creativity is an issue. And what Charlton Hill Cluxton, don't get me wrong, great fullback, but there's opportunities that by chance of injuries, Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, when he played fullback for the Warriors last year, only he converts into tries.
Yeah.
Charles doesn't.
Maybe Roger will be one of those ones, a bit like Nathan Blacklock, if you remember the days where he would come off his wing and just hang around the ruck.
Yeah, and just
wait there, just hang around. And they didn't need a winger out there, so he'd just hang around for about 2 or 3 plays, and then he'd slowly drift back out on his wing for the kick. Maybe he can play like that.
What about Canberra Raiders? They've obviously got a very strong forward pack again.
Tough
team.
side.
Ricky Stewart is their greatest attribute.
Yes.
In my opinion, a lot of people
But
tipping the Raiders for the spoon, where I think he will be driving that message
I don't
home.
think they're spoon. They just need to start better. They need to start their games better. They chased so many points last year, and I think that gassed them a lot. So I just think if they get a good start, I think they'll win. I think they'll win
in this game.
in this game. Yes. Yeah.
It's interesting. I'm gonna take the Warriors to beat the Raiders.
Yeah. No, I just think the Warriors.
I think they just got a little bit more than what the Canberra Raiders have, and I think it is going to be a very defensive orientated game. The field being ever so slightly smaller, it does make a bit of a difference, and I think
that'll play into the Warriors' hands, having a narrower field. I think the Raiders, because they're quite a mobile pack, the Raiders.
Yeah.
Particularly, obviously, they're back rowers, so they scramble well. But I like the Raiders. I don't know why. I just think the shit that's happened this week with the team. Sticky will just lay down the law. Righto, we're over here now. We've stuffed up. Let's let's make sure we win and everyone will forget about it.
The Gillaroos taking on...
They'll smash them. They'll smash them. They'll smash your mob.
That's all you've got.
That's all I've got.
They'll smash us. Well, look, I'm going to go with you on that one.
Yeah.
Like, look, the NRL W competition is so far advanced in terms of what's happening over there in England. So I don't doubt you, unfortunately.
As long as we see some big hits, which I think we will.
Big hits.
I reckon we'll
be
see a
on.
few forearms from your girls.
Oh, you reckon?
Yep.
Dirty
Can I say girls or ladies?
Dirty pommy tactics.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
old school test
bit of
match.
biting.
Yeah. Uppercuts, yeah. So how good would that be?
Bit of mauling. Just,
Hey, Moz off the kick-off on Robbie Kearns.
Robbie Kearns. That's still one of the favorites. I shouldn't laugh at that, but
No,
it's
funny.
That is funny. That is
well,
funny.
you
Just
know-
the way Robbie, he just goes.
You know what?
On your Kearnsy.
You know what's alarming about that is no one runs in.
No,
because they
they're all-
realise who it is. It's like,
yeah.
you shouldn't do that, Moz. Anyone else, and they just
It's
go.
behind.
Yeah, it's on. It's like a 13-man brawl. The last game, the Sharks, with the addition of Fanua Blake, look to be a better team on paper, but coming up against this juggernaut that is the Panthers. Where do you see this one going?
I think this will be a tight one. As I said, I think Panthers, I think they're just going to start slow this year. Not that it won't be too far off it, but they'll just be trying to get things right. I think they'll try and change a few things around this year to try and be a little bit different than they have been. And I think we saw a little bit of that with Isaiah Leo. I think went away from that, still ball playing, but wasn't doing as much. I think we'll see a bit more of a running game than a passing game from him this year.
But then, obviously, no Luai. Jack Cole gets the
nod.
over Blaze Talangi, who's
he's not even in the side.
Yeah, I think he's still recovering from some off-season surgery.
Okay.
But, a lot of people looking at the Panthers team on paper and saying it's not as scary as perhaps it used to be.
Yeah.
But they've said that every year.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. So, but they've never been an intimidating side, like Leota and Fisher Harris.
Yeah.
When Fish was firing on all cylinders, yes, but I don't think they were ever overly intimidating. They were just good at what they did. A bit like Melbourne. Melbourne have never been intimidating, I don't think.
Yeah,
they were never. They never came out and flogged, just bashed the shit out of you for the first 15 minutes.
What Penrith do is they suffocate you through their systems
and their control.
It's their systems
and their lack of panic when things don't go right.
Very cool under pressure. And look, some of the names featuring in that Penrith Panthers team may be foreign to us, and we're still sort of looking, going, they don't scare us the same as your Crichtons, your Luai, and obviously Toto's out at the moment. But I think we've seen this movie before, and we fell into the trap of going, Penrith are done. And no, then you get to the end of the movie and you go, oh yeah, of course that's what happened. But for me, you could be right in terms of how they start this season, but I just think anybody that's writing them off is foolish, because it's never been about individual.
I don't think anyone's going to write them off.
But I think for me, Penrith's never been about individual stars or anything like that.
It's a team effort.
It's a club.
There is individual stars within that side,
but it's the club ethos and it's the systems that they've got at their disposal, because
the cultures. Well, I suppose
it's when
you're winning games, culture's easy. When you're not winning games is when shit.
Yeah.
What do we do here? He's off getting pissed every second weekend, coming to train and hungover. Yeah. He doesn't want to be here. He's trying to change the coach's style of play.
Yeah.
So but when you're winning games, that sort of stuff is just, that's easy.
And obviously, some of these players that are a little bit of an unknown will, in 6 months, become household NRL guys. I'm back in the Panthers.
No.
Are you're going to go with the Sharks?
I'm going with the Sharks. Even without Katoa's out, isn't he? Is Katoa out?
Yes, Stone Street on the wing.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a try-scoring machine, Stoney. Yeah.
Great name.
Stone Street.
Sam Stone Street.
Stone Street. Stone Street. Sounds like a loaf of bread. Don't know why I said that.
No, I'm.
Stone Street.
Can I have a Stone Street, please?
Stone Street.
I don't know if it. I don't know where.
Stone Street. How would you Stone Street?
Sounds like maybe like a regional detective. Sam Stone Street.
Yeah.
Only
Like
regional.
Sherlock Holmes.
But yeah, that'll just about wrap us up.
Oh, let's wrap this for the first
Yeah,
one.
yeah, yeah.
First one of the year.
Yeah, there's only
Live from
two
Vegas.
games. Only two games.
Of course.
We're not actually going out live. We're not live.
Oh, we're not
this
live.
is a pre-recorded
Far out.
show, so you didn't have to have all that worry.
Oh, stop sweating now. We've got pits of death.
Yeah, mine are a bit
No,
clammy.
give me a look. Oh, yeah, I had to.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit moist. Do you
bit
like the word moist?
No, I do not.
No, not many people like the word moist.
It's quite disgusting, actually. You know what? Regrettably, it's a word that my mum uses.
Yeah.
And when describing things like chicken, this chicken's so moist. And
and
I'm
cake.
just going, can you not use that word? It just, anything else, juicy.
Yeah.
Chicken's juicy.
Juicy.
You've got this English language with a whole array of possibilities, and you're choosing moist to describe the chicken. Big no-no from me. On that bombshell, I think it's about time to wrap it up. Hindy, it's been great to be here with you. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back each and every week here on The Byround.